One in three women will experience abuse in her lifetime. But most won't even realize it's actually happening until years later. Why? Because emotional abuse doesn't show up as bruises. It shows up with self-doubt, anxiety, isolation, and the terrifying belief that you are the problem. Hi, I'm Camila Hatz, systemic therapist and founder of the Rebel Mom community. Every day I help women escape their emotional prisons by teaching them how to balance motherhood, feminine power, and their relationships. If that sounds like something you need, go ahead, hit the subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss more of this content on emotional intelligence. So let me start by asking you something. Have you been feeling small lately, even when no one's yelling at you? Do you question your memory after every single conversation? Do you second guess your tone, your needs, your reaction, even when you know something feels off? If so, you might be experiencing emotional abuse. And before you say, he's not a bad person, let me tell you this: abuse is not about bad people, it's about unhealthy power. Emotional abuse is one of the most invisible forms of harm because it disguises itself as tension, miscommunication, just how relationships are. But here's what it really sounds like: you are too sensitive, you are always overreacting. No one else would put up with you. I didn't say that. You might be imagining things. I wouldn't act like that if you didn't push me. Sound familiar? These aren't just frustrating comments, they are psychological weapons. They strip you of your trust in your own perception. They make you walk on eggshells, not because you're dramatic, but because your nervous system is trying to protect you. Let's break it down here. The key signs you are in an emotional abusive dynamic, okay? You constantly feel like you are the problem. You apologize all the time. You try to fix the relationship by changing yourself, your words, your tone, your needs, but nothing else is enough. They rewrite reality, and this is called gaslighting. And you bring it up a hurtful moment, and somehow they twist something that is your fault. And then you begin to question your memory, your instincts, and eventually your sanity. You feel isolated. Slowly, you stop sharing with friends and family. Not because they are gone, but because you are too exhausted to explain yourself. You are afraid they will judge you, or worse, confirm that something is really wrong. Affection is used as reward. They are warm when you are easy, cold when you have needs. You start chasing connections instead of receiving. Love becomes conditional, and you stop feeling worth of altogether. You fell into the trap, and maybe financially, maybe emotionally. You tell yourself it's not that bad, just to survive another day. But deep down, you're suffocating. You don't know how to get out. So let me be clear, this is not your fault. People who use emotional manipulation often target empathic, self-aware women because they know you will overthink, they will react, and you will try harder. But no amount of effort will change someone who benefits from your silence. Abuse is not always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet erosion in your identity. You lose your voice, you lose your joy, you lose your sense that you have the right to say this doesn't feel love. But Camila is here to tell you love doesn't require you to become invisible. Love doesn't punish your boundaries. Love doesn't gaslight your pain. And if you're watching this with tears in your eyes, this is not a weakness. That's awareness. And awareness is the first step towards your liberation. You don't need proof, you don't need permission. If it doesn't feel safe, it isn't. And you are allowed to choose yourself. If you are already following me, congratulations, you're growing your emotional intelligence every single day. And if you're not, well, you might never see me again, so follow now and make emotional maturity a lifestyle. Comment below, emotional intelligence is my rebellion, and send this video to a woman who keeps justifying emotional harm. She needs this clarity.